Nadal exits early, and who won the battle between Coco Gauff and Emma Raducanu. All that and a whole lot more right here on Advantage Receiver. Hello everyone and welcome back yet again to Advantage Receiver. Well, yesterday was day 3 of the Australian Open and we had some marquee matchups happen yesterday, so let's get right into it. Obviously the story of the day was Rafael Nadal, but we'll get into that a little bit later, as well as the Coco Gauff Emma Raducanu second round matchup we're all looking forward to. But yesterday they had to pick up a lot of matches because of the weather delay, the rain and the heat, so a lot of matches were made up yesterday. Let's get into some of those matches right now. First match was Felix Auger-Aliassime versus Alex Molcan. I don't know what was going on with Felix in the first set, or the first 2 sets actually. It was 6-3, 6-3 Felix, 6-3, 6-3 Molcan, and it seemed like it might have been an early upset for Felix. It seemed like he was going to go home early, and then all of a sudden, Molcan imploded. People were calling it Molcan volcano, like he erupted, right? What happened? He forgot how to play. His level is dipped extremely, and Felix was able to get through in 5 sets, but Felix definitely dodged a bullet there. He's one of the people looking at as a favorite of this tournament, so he needs to play better going forward, but he got lucky that his opponent had a dip in level yesterday, so good for Felix to get over that and get through in 5, but he's going to have to definitely raise his level if he wants to go further in this tournament. Daniil Medvedev won last night over John Millman. Tough match for Medvedev. It was a tough first set, 7-5, but then Medvedev got through pretty handily in straight sets. Tough match, though, because you're playing at night, Australian crowd, obviously getting behind Millman. Millman knows how to battle. Like I said, he's beaten Roger Federer, at the U.S. Open a couple years ago, so he had the game to do it, and Medvedev was able to get through pretty handedly. Good job by Medvedev to get through that match without any hiccups, and he'll play Martin Fucsovics next in the next round. Tsitsipas is looking extremely dangerous. His backhand is really on point right now. He won a straight sets last night. No real trouble from him. His potential matchup, he's projected to play Sinner in the 4th round, so if they both get there, that'll be the match. Tsitsipas versus Jannik Sinner. That should be a really good match if they both get there. But yeah, Tsitsipas looked really good last night, moving very well. His forehand, backhand, everything was working to the best of his ability. So Tsitsipas a little under the radar, I feel. I think people are looking at Djokovic, Medvedev, Ruud possibly in the final to win this thing. Not a lot of people talk about Tsitsipas, but definitely look forward to seeing what he does going forward in the tournament. He looks really good right now. So we'll go with the women's. Actually, no, we'll go through the matches of day 4 for the men, then we'll go to the women's side. Matches for day 4. Looking at this, a couple upsets looming possibly. Casper Ruud takes on American Jenson Brooksby. Brooksby can play. Brooksby's one of the top. I mean, the Americans are having a really great go of it in this tournament. Oh, how could I forget? Francis Tiafoe yesterday. He took out Jeremy Shang from China. Now, Jeremy Shang from China, 17 years old. He's like, China's looking for that next great star out of their country. They had Li Na for so many years, Grand Slam champion, Hall of Fame player. They want to do that with somebody else now. I think Shang is the kid they've been looking for. 17 years old, really good ball striker. Hit the ball really well last night against Tiafoe, but Tiafoe was just too good last night and won in straight sets. He was in the section. Oh, wow, we got to get to Nadal. I keep forgetting that. How could I forget that? He's in the section of Nadal, so Tiafoe has a good chance to get to that section because Nadal's not there. What am I talking about? I skipped ahead a little bit. We'll go circle back. Rafa Nadal. He played Mackenzie McDonald last night, and there's no way else to put it. He got outplayed. He got outplayed the first set anyway. McDonald won the first set 6-4, and McDonald was moving around. He was hitting the ball with a lot of power and moving Nadal around. Nadal wasn't liking the bounce of the balls. He was getting very frustrated, and Mackie McDonald was able to take it to it and win that first set. Then the second set was kind of more of the same, and then McDonald hit a shot, and Nadal went to make a go for it, and he just kind of pulled up, kind of grabbing at his hip, and it didn't look good. People were concerned. Looked at his player's box. They were concerned as well, and he went back to the trainers to get treatment. He came out, and that's the thing about Nadal. He has really good toughness as a player. That's why he's one of the all-time greats. He tried to make a go of it, but it just wasn't going to happen last night. He was taken out by Mackie McDonald, 6-4. 6-4, 7-5. So Rafael Nadal is out of the Australian Open. Really a shame to see him go out that way. Is this the end for Nadal? A lot of people are saying it is. I was always under the belief after Roger retired last year and the injuries that Nadal's accumulated over the last couple of years of his career, I was under the impression that I'm kind of going with what Zverev said, and Nadal will never confirm it, but I think Zverev is kind of on point there, saying he's going to go to the French Open, probably win it again, and then retire. That's my feeling. We'll see what happens. Nadal says he has no plans to retire. If he wants to keep playing, let him play. He's a great figure for the sport. So we'll see if he continues to play, but just again, really a shame for Nadal to go out the way that he did last night, but I applaud him for battling the way that he did. And then good on Mackie McDonald in the third round. Has a match next against Nishioka. Good matchup for McDonald to see if he can get through that, but good showing from McDonald last night. And like I said, Tiafoe looked good. Americans doing really, really well in this tournament. Okay, so we'll get back to the matches for day 4. Like I said, Jenson Brooksby against Casper Ruud. Brooksby is playing really well. Like I said, all the Americans are really playing well, men's and women's side. So that's a potential upset there for Casper Ruud. I don't think Ruud will get upset, but it's an upset to look at. Jenson Brooksby is a really good player, up-and-coming player for the Americans. Look at that matchup tonight as a potential upset. And another upset that could happen tonight is J.J. Wolf taking on Diego Schwartzman. Now, I say that because Schwartzman had that injury in Adelaide about a week ago. He won his first-round match, but I think J.J. Wolf playing the way that he is, he could potentially upset Schwartzman if Schwartzman's not really fully recovered from that injury yet. And then Zverev takes on Michael Mmoh. Mmoh, a lucky loser, got through in 5 sets. So Zverev against Mmoh, that's two players that have both played lengthy 5-set matches. So we'll see how they both recover in that matchup. I think Zverev could take it, but again, could they battle again for 5 more sets? It's possible, but I look forward to that match tonight as well. And then, of course, Djokovic is in action. And, of course, Andy Murray takes on the late night session against Thanasi Kokkinakis. Crowd's going to be hyped for both those players. Murray is very popular, and of course, Kokkinakis being from Australia, we have the crowd in his corner as well. So definitely some good stuff tonight on the men's side. On the women's side, Sakari roars in 3. I say that because Sakari was getting kind of annoyed at her opponent, Diana Schneider, who goes to NC State College, and Schneider was kind of roaring and yelling at her. And Sakari was kind of getting under Sakari's skin, but Sakari was able to get through in 3 sets. Swiatek gets through in 3 sets. Swiatek gets through to the third round. Unfortunately, Bianca Andreescu did not make it through. Bianca Andreescu lost in 3 sets, so that matchup between Swiatek and Andreescu that we're all hoping for is not going to happen. She obviously lost in 3 sets. Pegula got tested, but she was able to win in 2 sets over Sasnovich. Good win for Pegula to get through that one. Madison Keys, she looked good. She looked good and solid in straight sets. Keys had no problems last night, got through pretty handily there last night. She's going to play Azarenka, who looked fantastic last night. She won 6-1, 6-1, 6-love. Andreescu lost the first game of the match. Then she won 12 straight games. She won 6-1, 6-love. So Andreescu and Keys, that's a box office match if I've ever heard one. Really good stuff coming in from that match. Sloane Stephens, I don't know what to say. Her struggles continue. She lost last night again, first round of a major. It seems she hasn't been able to put it together since she won the U.S. Open about 5 years ago. So another disappointment for Sloane Stephens in a slam. Really disappointing to see her lose in the first round. Personally, for me, I was waiting for Mahar Sharif from Egypt to play. She finally got on court after the lengthy rain delay, and she was up 4-2 in the first set. And because of the rain, they had to stop, start, and the momentum just got away from her. She ended up losing 7-5, 6-1. So out of the last 12 games, Mahar Sharif lost 11 of them. So she was lost 11 out of 12 games. Really disappointing to see Sharif lose that way of the stop-start rain, but momentum, it can change so quickly in tennis, and it happened last night. Shame to see Sharif go out in the first round from that one. I don't know what happened last night with Kasatkina. I don't know. Kasatkina was in the semifinals of Adelaide last week, looked really solid, 8th seed, really good player, and she lost in less than an hour. I think the stat line said she had 3 winners and 21 unforced. If she could have picked a worse day to play, I don't know because she looked off last night. Kasatkina could not have played any worse last night, and she goes out first round, which is really disappointing. Or sorry, second round for Kasatkina. No, it was first round, I think. First round for Kasatkina, going out first round. That's tough after the week she had a week before. Look out for Rybakina. In the third round, Wimbledon champion, she's going to take on Danielle Collins, who won last night in 3 sets. Danielle Collins took on Muhova. Collins actually forgot the score in the super tiebreak. She was up 7-3, and she won that point, and she's looking like she won, and they're like, no, it goes to 10. But luckily, for Collins anyway, she won that match in 3 sets. So that sets up a good match between her and Rybakina in the third round. And then, I don't know what happened. My dark horse of the tournament, Xiyin Zhang from China, looked really good in the first round. And then last night, I don't know what happened. She was up 4-1 in the first set, And then all of a sudden her opponent, Para, came back, won the next 5 games, won 6-4 in the first set, then 6-4 second set. Zhang is out in the second round. Really disappointing for her. She had a potential match with Coco Gauff coming up in the third round, so that's not going to happen. As well as, speaking of Coco Gauff, the matchup last night, the marquee matchup of last night, was Coco Gauff and Emma Raducanu. We were going to see how Raducanu was going to play. Gauff was up to the task last night and took out Raducanu 6-3, 7-6, 6-3, 7-6. So Gauff moves on and looking like a potential quarterfinal matchup between her and Iga Świątek. So that's coming up. Looks like projectedly they're going to both get there. But yeah, Raducanu, I think she still has a ways to go to get back to the form she was at New York. But I think Gauff is right up there with Świątek, Jabeur, and Pegula as far as a favorite. They're right up there for me. But I still like Jabeur. I picked her as tournament favorite to win. But those 4 right there are definitely the 4 favorites I'm looking at going forward in the Australian Open. And then some matches of the day for day 4. You have a potential upset, Shelby Rogers, who hits the ball really well from both sides, against Sabalenka. Sabalenka has been playing well, I give you that. But potentially Shelby Rogers could upset her tonight, so that's one to look out for. And then Fernandez and Garcia. Fernandez played really well against Cornet. I thought Fernandez was going to struggle against Cornet. She did not. So a potential upset is there for her against Garcia. Really good test for Garcia and Fernandez. Good matchup tonight. And then, of course, Benches is on tonight. And Ons Jabeur is on the night session as well. So it should be a lot of fun tonight. Looking forward to more action down under. Hopefully the weather clears up and we get some matches, and a lot of matches that have to be made up because of the weather delays. Hopefully tonight we get some matches cleared up and we can figure this tournament out and get going and get towards a conclusion at the right time, okay? So that is going to do it for Advantage Receiver. Hope you enjoy the tennis, and I will see you next time.